What's up, Guardians? Welcome back to DNA Weekly Strike. Brian, you're back.
Glad to be back. Definitely missed it last week.
Back in the studio, not Skyping. Thank you, Todd and Kyle, for filling in, but there's nothing like being here at the...
I do want to just say that I thought you guys did a great job last week. It was a great show. It was funny, a lot of good information. So you guys did a great job.
Yeah, those are awesome guys. They contribute to the group so much, and
very, very, very cool guys. Very funny too.
I love those guys so much.
Very cool.
We're back. I'm Corey. Brian. A lot of things to cover today. A lot more than I thought. Yeah, really a lot more than I thought. You know, we have Trials and
Iron Banner
coming back. You know, we completed the raid. So
and then the biggest thing of all today is the sleeper simulant quest starting.
And
so
we're gonna
we'll definitely get into that.
Cover that. So Brian, it's been a couple weeks since you've been here. What have you been doing in Destiny?
I think the last time I was here, we had not beaten the raid yet.
We had
been through it. So last week, we went through it. We beat the raid. I've been collecting a lot of exotic weapons. Touch of Malice, my exotic sword. I got that.
That Touch of Malice.
Touch of Malice is a little disgusting, especially during the raid. During the Oryx fight and the Death Singers, it's a little OP. And by a little, I mean if you have one or two of those, you will have an easy time beating it.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I don't know how effective it's going to be in the hard raid. I'm sure you might not have an aura or something that keeps your life up. You know, you could see something like that happening in the hard. But in normal mode, if you have a Touch of Malice, you will not have a hard time.
Yeah. That first time we ran through it, I was struggling with the platforms, but then I felt pretty good the last time we ran.
I mean, the first time that me and you went in together, you had a little hard time with it, but you know, you hadn't raided a lot, you know, and you know, so you struggled.
I did.
We'll say it, but then the second time, man, you were on point on everything. I just couldn't believe how good you did in that second time we went through.
Yeah, I was so mad at myself for not being able to hit those jumps because like I felt like I was doing fine everywhere else. It's just most of the raid has a lot of jumping elements to it, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go.
The entire raid is the raid actually isn't hard.
It's not. You're right.
If you break it down, it's actually, I think, one of the easier ones. It's not exactly as easy as Crota.
No.
But, I mean, I don't think it's as hard as Vault of Glass.
No,
before
definitely not.
we could level up as high as we could. Like, I'm talking when it was the vanilla game.
Yeah.
You could only max out at 30. That hard Vault of Glass is still, I think, the hardest raid that you had to do. This one isn't as bad.
Yeah, I still think on a technical level, Vault of Glass is still harder than this one.
I still think the Atheon fight is one of the hardest. I mean, I think Atheon's harder than Oryx.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we kind of made our way through King's Fall really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, once you get the mechanics down, it's not a hard raid. It's not hard to kill enemies in it.
No.
It's not hard to get the amount of damage you need, especially with all these new supers.
Yeah, that's one thing that really surprised me.
Because people always, they're worried about their guns, and I know, Todd, you're one of them that, you posted your guns, and I can understand why you'd be worried about, is this going to do enough damage? But you got to look at, okay, if you pop a bubble and a tether, it doesn't matter what you're shooting at them. That's going to do so much damage that, I mean, and that's what's made the raid easier, is these supers that you can combine together, and you're doing so much damage that it almost doesn't even matter what weapon you're running.
Yeah, I never really, outside of the bosses, I never felt really overwhelmed by ads or...
No, there's no section where you're just you're feeling oh my gosh, there's ads everywhere, and you're getting destroyed. You just don't have a section like that.
No.
It's all mechanics, learning what you have to do. Everyone has a job. Usually, it's not like you can carry someone through this and they can just sit in the background and not do it. In Crota, you could do that.
Yeah.
You could beat Crota with 4 people.
Oh yeah, easily.
You can't. This raid is set up. You can't solo this.
You need
5.
I would argue you need it with all 6 people.
I mean, right now you do, but I'm talking even when we level up all the way, you can't beat the Death Singers with 4 people.
No, you need the jumper.
It's not
you need
possible.
someone on all 4 platforms.
So I'm saying, so this is the first raid that they've come out where they've actually made it you can't solo this.
Yeah.
You can't 2-man this because they've added so much. with the mechanics. That's just how it is. And
Yeah.
I think that's great because that's what a raid should be.
Yeah.
You should need 5, 6 guys.
I agree. I've always felt like, I never felt like I was outgunned, but I always felt like, okay, this is my fault if I screwed up. Like I never felt like the game was cheating me out of something.
No, the game was never like
because
cheating
I was
you.
not hitting the mechanics correctly.
And this one's awesome because this is definitely a thinking raid where you always are thinking on your feet. Like, and even if someone dies, like you have to be quick. Like against Oryx, I know you said that we can kind of give away some of the stuff. Some of the guys don't mind.
So raid spoilers. If you haven't
there
run
are
it yet,
raid spoilers.
There
in
are going to be
so,
minor raid spoilers.
During the Oryx fight, when you have to get those blights that the ogres drop, and you have to corrupt the lights or whatever, and somebody dies, right? And that's their blight. Like whoever that middle guy is, who's not holding the aura, they have to know quickly. Okay, who died and which totem did he have? Like it's a thinking raid, and I love that about this raid. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I enjoyed every single minute of this raid. Like I wasn't frustrated like I was like the first time I ran Vault of Glass. I was kind of frustrated because the first time you run any raid, you're gonna get frustrated. Yeah, I mean that's just how it is. Like, but the great thing is like overcoming it, figuring it out, and then dominating it. Like basically what you did from like day one when you first ran it to the second time you ran it, like was incredible. Like the difference. It's just because like let's be honest, it took you about 45 minutes to do with the giant dildos that punch out. That took you like 45 minutes to get to the exotic chest. Yeah. The second time we ran it, I think you got there the exact same time. Like I got there, we were the first and I looked around and I saw you there and I was like, how did you get here? So I mean that's just what I'm talking about. Like it was great seeing you overcome that stuff. Yeah. Well, I told you I did go to the Dreadnought and practice my jumps. I thought you were joking. No, when you said you're like I'm gonna go practice, I was like practice jumping. Like where? There's no you gonna set up an obstacle course in the Dreadnought? No, I mean you obviously did something that worked. No, there's a space behind the Court of Oryx where those invisible platforms are that you can ghost. I mean, and I would like practice my jumping. Like I said, and then from there, when you have 3 characters and you're switching back and forth a bunch, like the jumps, even though like the Titan and the Warlock are similar, they're still different. The Hunter jump is a lot different than those two. I mean, completely different. So you kind of have to. I actually started my Hunter, and I actually really like the Hunter jump. Like I love it. I know it's not like high, but like we were talking about when we were getting the souls through, and one of them's a Warlock, or both of them were Warlocks. That day. One of them was a Hunter with me. So one of them was a Warlock. So like the Hunter, when you have to hit the second jump, because the Titan you hit it and then you'll hit it again, and this is and then the Warlock you hit it like you have to hit it right away to get the maximum right away because of your momentum. That's the Hunter you have to wait till you hit the peak. Yeah, and then you hit it again. It's well, unless you really have, and I don't know how you pronounce this, but the way that I get through the raid with my Hunter is if you have the bones of EAO, whatever it is. Sure. The one that basically gives you an extra jump. Yeah. If you have that, I mean, because light doesn't matter during the jumping puzzles. You're not fighting enemies and jumping. Also agility. You need to boost that. And so during the raid, you have to change your perks around. You know what I mean? Like, because I took my Hunter, I haven't taken my Warlock through yet. He's not up, but I have beaten it with my Titan now and my Hunter. And the Titan, I had no problem with the jumps. They have one that gives you increased height. So for the ships that disappear, the hardest jump is the one where you duck under and then you have to jump up. Yep. If you have increased height, that one I got easily. The Hunter, that's a difficult jump. You kind of have to wait. You have to go against your instincts and wait and jump later than you would. Yeah, but because if you have the Titan, you can jump earlier than you would expect to jump. But with the Hunter, I feel like you have to time it up. You have to jump. Or if you have bones of EO, just put them on. And those are what year 1 exotic boots? Those are year 1 exotic boots. They came out with House of Wolves, and I mean I know Xur sold them during year 1, but I don't know if a lot of people bought them. I did, because you never know. Yeah, like the Hunter jump does have issues with height, so an extra jump. Obviously, it's helping me now. So if you have those in your Hunter and you're struggling in the jumping, use those, and it'll be easy. Yeah. My Warlock's raid ready now too, though. Yeah, I don't. Too bad. I think, and I'm sorry. I know we have a lot of Warlock supporters and lovers. You know my opinion on the Warlock. I make it very clear every time we raid that I think they're the most worthless class in the game.
I know. I was talking to Todd the other day. I'm like, you're a Warlock. You may have a hard time with the jump.
No. I mean, like the Warlock jump is fine. Like I have no issue with that. You know, there's supers. I have an issue with those.
Although a lot of people are using the Emperor Palpatine Stormcaller against Gogoroth.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good super to clear ads. Like that's basically like that's your job because they have no super that's going to benefit the team. I know like the self-res can like give you some benefits, but like, you know, the Titan, you're going to pop me a bubble. That's going to give me stuff. If I'm using my Hunter, I'm going to tether. That's going to help the team. What's that Warlock bringing?
Void bombs.
Void bombs. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Warlock. I'm sorry. I've never liked the Warlock. It's always been my least favorite class.
Yeah.
The Titan and the Hunter, I just think are the best.
Mean, the Titan is definitely master class right now.
My Hunter might have to. I don't know. My Hunter disagrees, but
I'm not talking about skill level standpoint. I'm saying like all the new subclasses.
Well, because like the big thing with like before, like Titan was master class for PvE easily. PvP, they were a little. I mean, Titan Smash is sweet and it has its moments, but like that's one where you have to be up close. Now they have those freaking hammers that I think they need to nerf personally, but yeah, they are very. The Titans and Hunter is right now. I think neck and neck. And then the Warlocks just.
Yeah, I was playing some Crucible because
you go ahead and self-res and see what happens.
Yeah, I was playing
in a match.
Yeah, I was playing some Crucible with my Titan, and I got my first 10 kill streak with that stupid hammer thing.
I mean, that hammer is no joke OP, especially like if you put I know like the perks that you can put on it where you can like regain life.
Yeah.
You can put on there's an exotic piece of armor, the fists, I don't know, where you get it gives you that explosive pyra or whatever. So that you can have that, and then you can also have where your hammers.
Plus, you can have simmering flames, which creates
the sunspots.
Yeah,
I mean, I like, and then not only that, which I think the most unfair thing is that you get a stupid shield when you pop the damn thing.
Yeah.
So like my Hunter, it takes me 2 golden gun shots. What is that? Now I know Arc Blade gets an arc shield, but I wish Golden Gun got a solar shield. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Speaking of Crucible, Trials and Iron Banner are coming back. I know you're absolutely excited.
I've been waiting. I have been waiting for this. I've been waiting.
I'm actually really excited too because I'm actually going to try to do Crucible. I've been playing a lot more Crucible lately, just because I
Crucible is definitely. I know I've talked about it before on here that it's just like it's a safer place to be than it was before.
Yeah, and like I'm really enjoying it. I really love Iron Banner. When it comes around, I do play Iron Banner.
Yeah, Iron Banner and Trials, like Iron Banner is like the chilled out version. Like it's more laid back. You can go in there. You can go in solo. And, you know, if you do your bounties, which we're going to talk about like that kind of stuff here. You just do your bounties. You can get to rank 5 at the end of the week just by doing your bounties.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to win that much. Now, if you want to get to rank 5 earlier in the week, you need to get a fire team. Go a little more serious, but it's definitely more laid back.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Iron Banner first.
Right.
And then we'll talk about Trials.
Yeah, because Trials is getting scary.
Trials is getting scary, and it's only going to get scarier.
Yeah, I just want to point that out before we get there. But
that's definitely where the big boys play.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you guys can't. You need to eventually just go into it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get good by playing against weaker. You know, you'll get good by playing against better players.
Yeah.
But Iron Banner, there's a couple changes coming that are very good that's going to benefit everyone. Number one, they're going to drop more stuff. I from what I understand is that there's going to be an increased drop rate from like the stuff that he's selling. So like the armor, the weapons, like that stuff is going to drop.
Is he going to drop weapons?
Weapons dropped before.
Okay. In
like year 1, weapons dropped.
I don't know. I just read an article the other day and they didn't mention weapons. They just said armor, but
that's more Trials.
Okay.
Banner, you can get both. And I don't know if you've seen the armor for Iron Banner.
Oh my gosh, it looks awesome.
It looks awesome. It's like the coolest. Now, a lot of people are hating on the Hunter one with the wolf.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
I think it looks sweet.
That's like the one reason why I started a Hunter is because I want
very cool. I mean, like the armor just looks awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only issue I have is that if the drop rate isn't what I'm hoping it's going to be, and I think it's going to be good, so I'm thinking that it should drop. Like if you play enough where you plan on getting to rank 5, you're probably going to get at least a weapon or armor, something. If you don't get it, to buy armor now in the weapons, like he sells 2 weapons, 2 pieces of armor, correct?
Right.
That's going to cost legendary marks now instead of glimmer. So that is my biggest fear.
That's a problem. We were talking about that over here. Like, they better reward you legendary marks for winning.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do that. And I think I heard that maybe you get them for completing the bounties.
I mean, yeah, that would make sense. But
they need to figure out something.
If they're going to be in line with the rest of the stuff, like the Vanguard stuff and like the faction stuff, it's going to be 150 marks for a weapon. Or
right,
like 125 for a piece of armor. Like,
boots, chest, gauntlets, 75. Helmets, 150. Correct? That's how it is in Crucible. So if he's selling, let's say he's selling a helmet, a chest, a shotgun, and a scout rifle. That's a lot. I mean, I'm not great at math, but that's more than I can probably get in a week.
That's like over 500.
It's a lot. It's 300, 375. No,
it's more than that.
That 375 plus another 150. So whatever that is,
it's 525.
525. Can you get 525 marks in a week?
No, I have a hard time getting 100.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so maybe, and like this is all speculation, of course, but like hopefully maybe they'll like scale down, or they'll, like I said, like maybe you'll get marks every time you turn in a bounty, like a daily bounty.
Yeah.
5 marks. That's, if it's 10 marks, there's he gives out 6 bounties, unless he increased it, which he might have.
Yeah.
That's 60 right there. So maybe if he does that, I'm okay with them keeping it. But if he doesn't do that, then hopefully he's going to change. Like maybe a chest piece only costs 50 instead of 75 or something like that. But or like I said before, hopefully the drop rates are as good as I'm thinking they'll be, and you'll just get them dropped to you.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you don't like the perks that you got, you can always go and buy, like, from that, I don't know what his name is, the Iron Banner guy.
Yeah.
You can go buy it like that, like the version that he sells.
Yeah.
But, because, like, the version that's going to get dropped will have different perks and stuff.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was in year 1.
Yeah, and it'll probably drop higher.
Well, hopefully, like, I don't know what the, like, it'll probably be 280 is one that he's probably selling.
Right.
I mean, that's what it seems like. Everything else, like, the Arms Day weapons are 280. Mm-hmm. Anything you buy from the Vanguard, Crucible, 280. I'm going to think that the stuff that you can buy from him is 280. The stuff that drops could vary, depending on your light level, maybe.
Yeah.
And then, again, on the light levels, did we discuss the light levels, the requirements and stuff like that? All right, so 230 is the requirement level for Iron Banner. If you're 230, you're going to get destroyed.
Yeah. 250 lead a fire team, you're still going to get destroyed.
250 lead a fire team? I thought it was 240. Anyway,
I don't know. It's
whatever it is,
low.
It's lower than what a lot of people are going to be in there.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, if you're in the 280s, you're fine.
Put on your big boy pants.
Seriously, if you're 230 and you're going into Iron Banner, good luck.
Yeah, seriously.
You're going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
I don't understand why they would make it that low. Unless they're gonna match make you with similar light level people.
No,
they don't do that. Right?
Well, and then like my other concern is, and that this is, well, obviously we're gonna find out next week, but like how the difference in light levels, how is that gonna play in?
Yeah.
Like, and this is what we've talked about this like a lot, where if you're above 300, I think like if you're just above 300, it doesn't matter what level you are. If you're a 309 and I'm a 303, we're probably doing the same damage.
Right.
If you're a 290 and you're a 296, probably the same damage. But like a 296 against a 303, they're probably different.
Yeah.
So it's probably like tiers, is what I'm assuming. So
yeah,
or it's like every 10 levels.
Yeah, we were
like
talking
if
about
you're 10 apart,
like if you're like 300 to 301 to 310 will be a section. But what if you're 299 going up against a 301? Is that going to be the same as going up against it?
See, like, I don't see that, and that's where the difference is. Like, is it tiers or is it like every 10 light like makes a difference? So if it's a 301, 299, they're probably doing the same. But if it's a 299 and a 310, the 310 has the advantage. Yeah. I don't know. That's why I'm glad they're doing Banner first.
Yeah.
So you can get in, figure out the light level difference. Like, okay, obviously there's not that much of a difference, but so that'll be cool. Also, another change, you used to have to go buy the buff that lasted for like 12 hours. You don't have to do that anymore. It's just automatically applied. But then what's the point of having it?
So basically, the buff they just buffed it.
I mean, like
you don't have to buy it.
You don't have to buy it, but then like, what's the point of even putting it there?
Yeah.
Like,
so
I know like every day that you play, you get more rep. Or more, you know what I mean? Like, so if you play on the day it comes out, you get like 0% extra. Then if you play on Wednesday, you get like 25%. Okay, and that's what the buff gave you that you used to have to go buy. Why did they even saying like, oh, you have I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get why they're doing that.
I don't get it either.
It is nice that you don't have to go buy it because there's been a couple times where I've forgotten, and then I turn in a couple bounties. I'm like, shit.
Yeah. I
forgot to buy it. You know what I mean? So it is nice you don't have to do that, but. Other than that, though, like I'm pretty sure it's sticking to control.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna like do Rift or Mayhem or anything like that.
That'd be awful. Iron Banner Mayhem, that'd be awful. I played Mayhem this week because it was the daily stuff. That mode is ridiculous. I just want to say Mayhem's supposed to be fun. It's fun. It's not supposed to be competitive. It's fun for one round.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet. I don't touch it. I don't have any interest in it.
I mean, it's all Titans using hammers.
That's what I'm saying.
Basically, Sunbreaker. They should have just called it Sunbreaker because that's all.
Seriously, yeah, I don't mess with it too much. So, after a week of, we're gonna have. I think Iron Banner comes out next Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Then you have the week, and then that weekend, the 16th, I believe, Trials of Osiris will begin, where the real big boys come to play.
Yeah, I was actually prepping myself. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try Trials this time, and then we found out that the matchmaking is different.
The matchmaking
buff buying is different.
Well, they're changing things so that the good players are still gonna have their, they're still gonna be able to go to the lighthouse. They're still gonna do all that stuff, but they've changed it to kind of help out the guys who aren't able to get to the lighthouse. They're doing things now where they're adding bounties, so he will have bounties now. He also, what else did they change about it? I know that you're not allowed to go back during the middle of your card, and you can't. So, like, you have to buy all your buffs at the beginning, which really doesn't help anybody because that was never my strategy. But the big thing that'll help people is that they're going to matchmake you against the teams that have the same amount of wins, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're a team that's kind of struggling and you're at 1 and 2 wins, you're going to get matched against guys who only have 1, 2. But when you get to like 8 wins, and it's already stressful enough.
Yeah.
Trials is one of the most stressful things ever. Like it will put your friendships to the test. Now you get to go against 8, and like you're pretty much going to go against another 8 or 7 win team.
Yeah.
So but I guess that's you want to play against the best, don't you?
Yep.
Or you just want to easily get to the lighthouse. I think I would take that.
Yeah. Well.
Also, they are going to drop armor a lot more now. This is where it's confusing because Trials used to drop armor, but it was a different set. I don't know. Like there were 2 sets of Trials gear. There was ones that dropped throughout like the game when you played, and then there was ones that you would buy from the Trials guy.
Yeah,
Brother Vance, I think. And now, like if you're on the winning team, the armor can only drop if you win, and I don't think it's guaranteed. But so armor can drop only to the winning team. But that'll drop more. I do not know about guns. They didn't say anything.
Yeah. I
doubt that it's weapons. I'm pretty sure like the tier rewards are still there, where like if you get 7 wins, you get this tier, and it gives you a reward. But they're doing bounties now. So, and I don't know what those are going to give. I'm sure pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously still going to be the lighthouse for the, if you go flawless, but I'm very excited.
Yeah, I wonder if that gear is going to be like way better now that it might be harder to get there.
I think it should be 310.
Yeah.
I think like
300 at least.
I think if you get to the lighthouse, and this might be how it is, like you should be guaranteed whatever drops out of that giant chest at the end. Now sometimes most of the time, like when you played year 1, it was a weapon. It was always a weapon. You always got one of those. It was an adept version of one of the weapons that he sells. So now maybe they'll put armor in there, and it should be guaranteed 310 if you get to the lighthouse, because that's it's not easy.
No.
So
especially now that if you go 8-0, you're gonna be facing more.
You're gonna be because like before, like you could be 8-0 and you could like get a team that's like 0-2.
Yeah.
And you would just roll over them. Now it's not gonna be that way.
No.
It's gonna be a lot tougher. So I think guaranteed 310 weapon would be awesome. or armor. I would take armor.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's really, really exciting.
Well, not as exciting as what happened today.
What happened today, Brian?
Well, as as you know, a lot of people have been searching like crazy for the sleeper simulant.
Yeah.
I mean, searching like crazy. They've been going over every section of Rasputin's bunker because everyone thinks, and they were actually right, that the sleeper simulant has something to do with Rasputin, and it looks like, the tech on it looks like the bunker. And I've been one of those people. I've been searching for this thing like crazy. I have not found anything.
And then that secret raid room opened.
There was a secret raid room. And then there was a secret on the mission yesterday, the Paradox.
Yeah.
Of course, that was just ended up being a ghost. But so people have clearly been, after the Black Spindle thing, people have been thinking, oh, it's going to be a mission. It's got to be a daily heroic mission that you're going to have to find a secret part of the room. Nope. You just had to all chill out and wait for Bungie to release the damn thing.
Yeah.
So the first part of the mission came out today, and people were right. It was the first. It was called First Firewall, and it takes place in Rasputin's bunker. And that starts this quest that you're now on, where you do that, and you get this transceiver, and then you have to put these codes into it. There's 4 sections of it, and then you do another mission, and then you get this other thing, and then you got to go, I can't remember what it was called, but then you had to do certain things, you had to go complete a mission, and you had to dismantle a weapon, and then do the war sats. And then after you do all that, you go back to Banshee, turn it in, and then you have to wait. And a lot of people are assuming it's going to be next Arms Day, so next week, for him to trigger this memory that we've heard about forever. So I just think it's funny that we all were freaking out about it. Where's this gun? Where's this gun? And Bungie was probably sitting there just laughing.
Yeah, I can't even imagine, because there's all these theories and all these rumors online, and it's just Bungie just needs to release the mission.
Yeah, and Bungie had come out and said early on, before they release this, that there's going to be a lot of the game that will come out gradually. And this is just one of those things that we couldn't have known that we had to just wait. And those relics that you get from those fusion rifle relics that you turned in, you did actually need those, because you need all 4 of those for this mission to trigger for you. So it's very cool that it's finally started. Hopefully the weapon will be what we think it is. I know you have your reservations about it.
I don't like fusion rifles, dude.
It's gonna be
the Telesto is different.
You don't like the fusion rifle, but this is a railgun.
Yeah,
basically. They should just call it railgun.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably won't get it, just because I haven't even found all the fusion rifle.
Are you
things
sure?
To turn in.
Because there's
I've only found one.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I know that unfortunately there's no place for you to go look.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
they have a pretty high drop rate.
Yeah, I haven't found
mine dropped very quickly.
So
I think I got almost all 4 in a day or 2.
Yeah, I'm sure eventually I'll get the quest phone.
You don't seem to be. You don't feel like you're missing out.
I don't. I would rather have something like Black Spindle or one of the raid weapons.
Speaking of Black Spindle, when's this nerf coming?
I don't know.
You think Bungie changed their mind?
Yeah,
They just were like, all right, we're going to let everyone think we're going to nerf it, so everyone infuses it into something else. I'm keeping my 310 one.
Yeah.
Because I think...
Well, if you buy a blueprint, isn't that still 300?
Yeah, but they're going to nerf that one too.
Yeah, I know, but if you infuse that...
Yeah, because that's what I did. That's how I got my 1,000-yard stare-up.
Yeah.
I just bought the 300 one, and I've been infusing that into my secondaries, because it costs an exotic shard and 2,500 glimmer or something. So you don't even need legendary marks for it. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But they are nerfing both the blueprint version and the one that drops.
Yeah,
they're taking them both back 20. At least that's what they're saying. But they're clearly not in a hurry.
Yeah.
So
they've had 2 hot fixes since the game launched. I think they're just kind of chilling out and getting something that maybe we'll talk about in the future. They're doing these microtransactions for emotes now, and they're saying that they're adding content for free instead of doing big expansion or smaller expansions like Dark Below and House of Wolves last year. So
are you okay with these microtransactions?
It doesn't really alter the game that much. If they add stuff that's going to
affect gameplay,
I have an issue.
Yeah,
I'm not okay with that. Bungie wouldn't do it, but it is not
Ac-
something
Activision?
Activision would not. I mean, I think Activision would do it in a heartbeat if they knew people would buy
oh,
stuff. But
hell
I think
yeah.
I know Bungie says they have full creative control. If you want to buy dances and points and waves and stuff,
That's
like,
fine.
That's totally fine.
I'm just afraid of where
emblems and
it'll
shaders.
go.
If you want to buy those too, purely cosmetic stuff, I'm
Yeah,
totally okay with.
As long as it doesn't,
Dota does it.
As long as it doesn't give you an advantage over me,
Yeah,
I have no issue.
Once they start selling weapons, I'm done.
Oh,
Like if they start selling weapons and armor, I'm gonna be really pissed off. I'm gonna be like, you know what, I'm done. You know what, I've spent too much time with this game. You know, I'm not great anyway, and if you're gonna sell people stuff to have an advantage over me,
I know, because then like you feel like this is the type of game where like you will feel like you have to buy it then.
Yeah.
Like buy this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's like the biggest issue where like I'm pretty confident that they won't go in that direction.
I don't think Bungie will do it.
But man, if it ever
if
did,
they do, it'll
it
be
would
something
kill
Activision
the
forces,
game. It would kill the game. And it would be terrible. So like that's when I first heard microtransactions, my heart stopped for a second.
Yeah.
Until I read more into it.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this is my biggest fear that they would do that.
Yeah, there was a heated discussion in the community group this week about that, and like I was like, guys, chill out. It's just dances. It's just emotes and stuff.
I think people have the same issues that like I have with it, and that's why they're getting heated up about it because like, this is where it starts.
Well, yeah,
this is where it starts, and then they're like, oh my gosh, look at how much money we just made off dances.
Yeah. Yeah,
if we sold something,
Activision saw the same problem with Diablo 3's
marketplace
auction house.
Marketplace
and
almost
it went away.
Killed Diablo 3.
Yeah, and it went away. Warcraft saw the same thing. It went away. Yeah. Everything is purely cosmetic. Dota makes its money off purely cosmetic stuff.
That is a dangerous path, and I hope that they.
I hope they understand that if they start selling weapons and armor, everybody's going to be done with this game.
Except for the people who have a lot of extra money laying around, I guess.
Do you have any extra money for me to buy some weapons?
Not to buy weapons. Certainly not. So I don't remember what we were talking about before we got on trains because that was the one thing I didn't want to really get into because that was gonna get me fired up. So and I don't even remember what we were talking about before that now.
The sleeper simulant.
Oh, the sleeper simulant. Yeah. It's we'll see what because now we gotta wait an extra week and then we'll see what happens next week. So the quest will continue.
Todd, I know you asked about sleeper simulant. There you go. That's what we think about it. It was one of our questions. It was about the sleeper simulant. And
how I think it's hilarious and awesome at the same time.
Yeah, I mean I think it's hilarious. But all right, we're gonna move into questions now. Megan Green writes in, what new classes or subclasses would you guys like to see in the future?
Well, this is actually a good question because I think like I said before, the Warlock needs something that's gonna bring something to the table to the team.
I'm surprised there's no healing thing for the Warlock.
That is
a healing class. I was talking about this with some other people earlier this week.
That is surprising.
Why doesn't the Warlock in most other games is known as has some sort of healing functionality?
Yeah, the Warlock. Yeah.
I mean, I know it has self-res, but that doesn't help out the teammates. It helps out itself.
It ain't helping me.
Yeah.
That is really surprising. They should have not quite as the in Oryx where they have that aura and everything like that, but something similar to that where it's maybe a shield, not a bubble that would protect 360, but maybe a shield, but then it'll heal. If bullets hit it, it'll heal your team. Yeah. Something like that. That would be really cool.
I know Bungie has experience with this because they introduced that in Halo Reach. They had a shield where it was one of the armor abilities where if you popped it up, it blocked you, but every time it hit, if you're playing with people, it kind of healed them. You know what
else would be cool? And then different perks on it could be one could be to heal, one could be when it's getting shot, it fills your team's ammo.
Yeah. That
would be sweet. If your shield's getting shot, okay, it filled my it doesn't completely fill up. It gives you a couple heavy.
Yeah.
It gives you some special.
That would be pretty cool. 5 heavy, maybe 10 cool. Special, and maybe fills your primary.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd want for the Titan or the Hunter.
I mean that was kind of the biggest thing for me is there's no class that can heal anybody. Not that you're recharging.
Technically, the Titan can with their bubble.
Well, that's true.
But
I guess you're right.
But the warlock should have, and like that would give them that perk, that super that would benefit the team in a raid.
Yeah.
Because right now I don't, they don't have that, and that's actually that's a really good one. That would be really cool to have something like that.
Yeah. Todd, we answered your question about Sleeper Simulant. What did you think about the mission, though? Did you think it was all right?
Like the first part was awesome when you had to like go into the bunker and like just survive. But I'll tell you, like the very last part where you have to do the war sats, I was doing it with like a couple of my buddies, and like the one on Earth, it took us like an hour just to get one war sat drop, and we were all split up into like three because it drops in like three. It can either be like Skywatch, Forgotten Shore, or Moth Yards, and we were all split up, and like I feel like they changed the drop rate on them. Like it took an hour for us to get one war sat to drop in.
That's crazy.
That part kind of made me mad.
That was actually one of the questions because someone was doing it today. I think it was Harrison.
See, I don't even need these questions. I can just talk about it and just like answer questions I didn't even know you were asking.
Harrison was like, "Why are all the war sats staying in the sky today?" I'm like,
seriously,
I didn't understand what that meant.
He is 100% right. It seems like why are they not dropping? And then because that's the thing that like really makes me mad. Black Spindle, that's a fantastic weapon. Took skill to get. I have no issue with that. It was time consuming, yes, but like you had control over doing it. The stupid Warsat thing, you have no control.
No.
I just sat there for like an hour with like just talking basically. And I mean, like, that's fine. I like that, but I hate missions where it's not only is it RNG, which because technically this is, but it's time consuming and random.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't like when they take the control out of my hands.
Yeah, I don't like it either. It's kind of like, yeah, you're right. I don't like time sections either. Like
they had a time
one.
They had a time section in this one too.
Oh, do they?
They're really crazy about the time stuff now. I mean, it's a really easy one. The Devil's Spire. I don't know if there was a mission like early on when you had to like scale up it to get the stealth drive.
Oh yeah,
do you remember that?
Yeah, it's like the second mission.
Yeah, it's like the second mission. It's called like Cade's Stash.
Yeah.
And you have to go up that in like 4 minutes, but you just run by everything. It's I got up there with like 3 minutes left, and then you have to kill like 3 wizards. That's it. So it's not quite like the Black Spindle, but they really do love their time sections right now.
Dakota asks, "What are your favorite Destiny YouTube videos or GIFs?"
Ours is definitely number one. No, I mean, I don't really watch a lot of stuff. I watch IGN's.
Yeah, I watch IGN stuff. I watched Giant Bomb do the raid this weekend. Which it took them. They went in blind. They hadn't watched anything. They're not huge Destiny players, but they all got up to 290 and like went through the raid, and I only watched part of it, but it took them like 10 hours to complete because they went in blind.
Yeah, I mean, I went in blind. Now I can't say I went with a full fire team blind, so it's not the same. So I did do it with a guy who had played most of the raid, but I didn't. I don't watch anything. I don't read anything about it. I like to go in now. Like I said, I did have a guy explain. So it's the same thing. It's as looking something up, but the only raid that I went into like completely blind was Crota. And it took us. I mean, you don't realize like when you literally have no idea how to beat a section, how crazy. Like I remember the bridge, and I know like now it seems so simple, but because we did it the night that it came out, and we couldn't figure out the freaking bridge.
Yeah. I did see two gifts today, or one today and one earlier this weekend though that were pretty funny. Like the one was Oryx and it had Oprah's face plastered on it and it says, "You get an ogre, you get an ogre."
Okay, yeah,
everybody.
That's pretty funny. I mean, there's a lot of funny ones. I haven't looked at them in a long time. There was a long time ago. I'm in like a texting message and like there was one day where we just went crazy with Destiny gifts, and like they were all hilarious, and a lot of them were about the Cryptarch and like
there's so many
because like the way that things got decrypted a long time ago was awful, and then like so it was a lot about like the Cryptarch. I think those were my favorite back when they made fun of like the things that you hate the most about it. Like those are my favorite gifts, like when it's like everyone hates this about it and then they make fun of it.
Yeah. I saw a Lion King one today too. Like it was about the disappearing platforms in the raid, and it had at the end where Simba's fighting Scar and he's holding onto the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, "This is what you feel like when you miss the jump."
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, like a lot of them are funny because it's an awful feeling because you got to go all the way back. And, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good ones out there, and there's a lot of good podcasts and videos, and that's the great thing about what's going on right now with technology. And it's right at our fingertips.
Yeah, I did see a GIF too where somebody was using the dreadnought dildos to boost.
I don't know how else to describe those things.
Yeah, I don't either. I honestly don't know how.
It looks like a giant dildo.
Yeah, and like they jumped into it and they timed it and they shot themselves into the exotic chest room from one of them.
That takes some skill.
Like that's pretty talented.
Oh, speaking of the raid, and I know I should have told this earlier. The loot drop system, I am not crazy about it.
Yeah,
and, I feel like, and what I mean by that is, and that's mostly the moldering shards.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to get stuff like the way they explained it? They made you.
Now this is where Bungie really needs to watch how they word things, and like this is where they got shot in the foot with Strange, the 3 of coins. You really need to be careful how you word things, and I don't know if I can find it. All right. Anyways, the moldering shard, it doesn't say chance, it says you will.
Mm-hmm.
So that 100%. Get more rewards when you defeat orcs. When you defeat orcs, you will. Mm-hmm. That means guarantee in my world. Mm-hmm. Get so whatever you're supposed to get dropped to you, primary, quest, class item, whatever. Then you should get something else with it. Mm-hmm. Correct?
Yep.
That has not been the case. Mm-hmm. Now it does work sometimes. I can't complain.
I had 20 moldering shards and I got a 300 hand cannon at the end.
That's what I'm saying. And then they still take your damn shards, don't they?
Yeah, they did. They took them all. So, I have 6 now. I have 6 left.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all you have to do, Bungie, is put the word, you have a chance.
Yeah.
And no one gets mad. Yeah. I mean, then you're like, oh, RNG got me again. Okay, whatever. That's like that's the battle of destiny. But like when you put something in there like that, that's saying that I'm guaranteeing that you're supposed to get something and then it doesn't work as intended. It pisses people off.
Yeah. I mean, like, as much fun as I had doing the raid, I was a little irritated that I only got like one weapon that was just as good as the scout rifle that I'm using right now.
I'm really. I mean, I've gotten all the primaries. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I've gotten and then a fusion rifle.
Yeah.
Like I've gotten 3 scout rifles, a pulse, assault, and a hand cannon. But it's. The drops seem weird. I don't like the light system. It seems like every time I get something dropped to me, it's lower than the light that I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm at 305 light. Why are you dropping me a 303 hand cannon after I just beat Oryx?
Yeah.
How is that going to help me?
I got lower stuff the second time I ran it than the first time I ran it.
And that's like the randomness of the light levels. Like if you're 300 light, you shouldn't get anything under 300 light. No. Now, obviously, all the raid stuff's over there. That's a bad example. If you're 304 light, you shouldn't get
in the raid. You should get anything over 304.
Like they should have like an algorithm that like calculates what you have on, or in fact of the matter, it should just look at your freaking light.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy's 305. If you give me a 305, then that's fine. Okay, I kind of got screwed, but you give me a 303, what's that gonna do?
Yeah. Okay, I can give it to another character that I'm not using, but still, like, okay.
I'm just like that's my biggest issue with the raid right now is like the drop system is
it seems all across the internet.
I thought they were gonna fix it.
Having trouble.
You think they're gonna fix it, and then like that was the problem before. Is this not? You think they would learn their lesson? Was this not the same problem that we discussed before with like the freaking boots from Vault of Glass?
It's the exact same problem.
Like, okay, I can't get to level 30. Okay, well now I can't get to light level 310 because you won't drop me anything over the light level I'm at.
Yeah.
So obviously, Bungie, if you learn anything, no matter what you do, we're gonna hate it or we're gonna have problems with it.
Yeah.
If you would just do it right, I don't understand.
Or word it somehow to where like, just make it clear on what you're doing, so people don't get as upset when they get screwed.
Well, like that's why like, the moldering shards is kind of crappy. Like they should almost have it like this is what they should do. They should make it almost like the 3 of coins, where like when you go into Oryx, I have the option of like, okay, I want to use my 20 shards here, and then you have a chance. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now I have a chance of getting something more. Instead of just telling people, hey, you're going to get more. Oh, wait, no, you're not.
Yeah.
So, and then the light level on the drops needs to change. It needs to be your light level or higher.
Yeah.
In the raid. Really grinds my gears.
Oh, boy. Okay, back to the questions. Back on track. Samantha asks, would you guys like to see Destiny add companions or pets similar to World of Warcraft?
No.
No? You don't want a little, like...
What are you talking about? I have a freaking ghost.
I know, but I think that she was meaning like some, like in Fallout where you have...
Oh, like a dog.
Like the dog or a little robot that follows you around or something.
Like during the missions?
I don't know. It could be a heavy... Put in your heavy slot.
Are they going to do something?
I don't know. That'd be cool, though.
No, I don't like it.
Hey, we thought the swords weren't going to be sweet.
I was dead wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I thought they were going to be... Well, you know what? I'm not completely wrong. I said that they would be bad in PvP, and I still think they are.
That's true.
Not the exotic ones, though. I'll tell you that. Yeah. I love my bolt caster. I got the arc one.
Yeah,
You can throw it. You can throw like a lightning storm. Okay. So, all right.
That's cool.
Yes, I will admit, I thought they were going to be garbage.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, these are going to be
I was a little
terrible.
worried. I was a little worried. Tell you what, they're useful on that stupid heroic strike with the Scion flares.
Oh, dude, you're just like done. No, I mean, they are awesome. I really like them. I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They are great.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. I don't know. I might even use it in trials. I'm thinking about using my exotic arc sword in trials.
You could try it. Doesn't hurt.
That might not last very long.
No.
But it's 310, so like I said, it's gonna, with my best, like to get to me the 305, I need to have that sword in there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Dan asks, do you think the platforming in the raid was a good idea for downtime in between bosses and enemies, or what would you like to see instead?
That's a good question.
I didn't have a problem with there being platforming. I thought there was an awful lot
of
platforming.
I didn't think they needed 2 sections of platforming. Because, you have the ships, and then you have the dildos, right? Those are the 2 jumping sections.
That's gonna be a thing.
And then, and then you have, during the last 2 boss fights, you have jumping.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think you needed... Oh, and, like, after you do the dildos, you got to jump up the thing. There was a lot of jumping.
There's a lot of jumping.
It seems like, I mean, they went a little... Like, and the thing that...
They must have got excited.
This is why Baltic... Oh, obvious. That's what I was thinking. And then I watched you play Todd's.
Yeah, that's...
What was that kid... What is that?
I don't know.
Anyways,
it was a nightmare.
That's a story for a different day. But it was a little excessive on the jumping. I still think Vault of Glass had the best mixture of... They had that one jumping section, which it wasn't much of one, I know. But, like, they had things like the Gorgon's Labyrinth. Mm-hmm. And, they had a lot of other different puzzles. And this one has good stuff. They have the beginning, the very first section where you got to dunk the relics. They have the thing where you have to get rid of the Death Singer's trance in the middle. So they do have, I mean, I just think it was a little too much.
Yeah.
It was a little too much, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. But see, like, if you're not fighting ads and you're not fighting a boss, I mean, I don't.
You don't know what else you would have?
I mean, if you have like puzzles, I guess.
I'm just saying, like, Gorgon's Labyrinth was so creative. Like, okay, it's not jumping, it's not ads. You can't kill. I mean, you can kill them, but you got to sneak around. That was really cool.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people hated it, but it was cool.
Yeah. Lastly, COD fan FF on Twitter asks, "What is your favorite new Crucible map, and do you think they are good for trials?"
Vertigo. Love it. I'm thinking that's going to be the first trials map.
You think?
Yeah. I'm thinking it's going to start on Mercury again. Lighthouse is on Mercury. The first map they ever did for trials was Black Shrine. That's not right. Burning Shrine. The Burning Shrine. That's on Mercury. Vertigo. That's going to be your first trials map. That's my guess. It's going to start on Mercury because that's when, like, that's where you go for your lighthouse. And I love that map. What about you? I think they're all really good.
All really good.
Bannerfall is great. That's the one that it looks like you're in the tower.
Yeah.
I love that one. That one's awesome. Frontier is pretty good, where there's like a train in the middle almost.
Yeah, I like
And
Frontier a lot.
Frontier is really. I mean,
I
they're
like
just
Frontier a lot.
they're all really good. I wasn't crazy. I actually did not like the last expansion.
Yeah.
I did not like their maps. I didn't like them at all, and they, of course, those were the Trials maps every time. But I wasn't blown away by House of Wolves. I didn't like them. I liked Crota's maps. Those ones were cool. Anomaly, Asylum. Those ones were really neat. These ones though are awesome. I love them all. They're all good.
I like what I've played. I also like that one. I think it's on the moon, where like there's that little section outside, and like when you die, there's not really any gravity, but there's a lot of like tunnels inside, and then in the middle there's this big open space with a bridge that kind of goes over the middle.
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, you would if you saw it, but I don't know what
on
the maps
moon?
are called. I don't know if it's on the moon. I think it's on the moon.
There's a bridge? I know
it's not really a bridge, it's like a platform.
I know they added dungeons. That's on the Dreadnought. Frontiers on Earth.
Dungeons is awesome.
Dungeons is awesome.
Dungeons is awesome.
They have that stupid one that's like outside and there's like a big tree and like there's all the portals. I don't really like that one.
I don't like that one. That's not it though.
I
don't know. Maybe it's in space. I don't know.
I really I must not have played that one recently.
I don't remember what it's called, but I played a Mayhem match there.
Maybe it's a Mayhem only map. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't. There's another one that looks like there's one that reminds me of Gears of War. It's like a broken down town. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
I have no idea what it's called, but that one, like, as soon as I dropped it, I'm like, this looks like Gears of War. So I thought, no, I'm very, very happy with the maps. Vertigo, that's gonna be your first Trials map. Go practice it. Unless I'm wrong, then don't. I don't know. I just have a good feeling about it, and it's perfect for it. It's perfect. That there's that section up top in the middle.
Yeah,
you can hold that down, so you can use that portal. I mean, it's very cool.
Yeah. Anything else you want to hit on before we go raid?
No, I think it was a lot. I mean, a lot of stuff happened. I had no idea I was gonna wake up and my phone was gonna be blowing up. Like, hey man, you need to like get going on this sleeper. But I don't think that's like a this day only thing.
Yeah, I don't either. Well,
you better hope not. Yeah. No, it won't be. I think it opened up today, and as long as you have your 4 relics, it'll be there, and as soon as you get them, it'll open up. It's that's what I think about it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for listening and watching DNA Weekly Strike. Remember, you can watch the episode every Thursday on YouTube or download the MP3 off of our DNA Network RSS feed. You can watch all of our content on digitalnerdadvocates.com or on our YouTube channel, the Digital Nerd Advocates Network. You can follow us on Twitter at DN Advocates, and you can listen to our other podcasts on Wednesday mornings on our RSS feed. So until next week, we're out.
Good hunting, Guardian.
Great time.